This is me sharing with you a way to make your life easier by embracing this part of your feminine energy instead of feeling bad about it. Like society and people with crust in their eyes try to make us feel shamed about. It's not my fault you have crust in your eyes. Go and clean your face. My last video, I expressed how disappointing it is seeing people try to shame independent and ambitious women, and how it's not right to call us masculine for being independent and ambitious, when most of us have no choice but to learn to be independent, being that there's not many men that we can depend on. And some people were confused about what I was expressing, so I want to do a video sharing how I use my masculine and feminine energy to get what I want in life, because you need a good balance of both. It is crucial to hone in on your feminine and your masculine energy as a woman. It's not just to create your best life, but also to become your best self, which is what I'm all about on this YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Malaysia, and this channel is dedicated to helping women to create their best life and to become their best self. So if you're on a path of creating your best life and becoming your best self, or that's something you want to start doing, make sure to subscribe to join my community, and let's just get into it. If you neglect your masculinity as a woman and you're just waiting around for a man to take care of you without knowing how to first take care of yourself, you're putting yourself at a serious risk of danger, giving that much responsibility and power to a man without first learning the skills to sustain yourself, just in case that man leaves you or you want to leave him. Being too much in your feminine energy can lead to a lack of accountability, logic, discipline, and can create a lot of laziness. And if you neglect your femininity, life is a lot harder than it needs to be for you as a woman. You will constantly feel depleted and not have the energy needed to be your best self and to create. Life feels like a fight instead of working in your favor. You can't allow things to just flow and happen for you. You're not in tune with your emotions and numb them out instead of feeling them, so you can heal them and alchemize those emotions into something that can work in your favor. Feminine and masculine energy comes from a lot of philosophy, including Chinese philosophy about energetic polarities. Feminine energy is a yin and masculine energy is a yang. Again, when it comes to feminine and masculine energy, it's a balance. If you want to attract a masculine man that wants to take care of you, make your life easier, and give you that soft life that you're desiring, you need to know how to unapologetically embrace and hone in on your feminine energy to be aligned with a provider. And if you want to accomplish your goals in life, you need to unapologetically tap into and hone in on your masculine energy to do what's needed to be done to accomplish your goals. If any of those energies are out of balance, your life is probably out of balance. So let's first start on how I use my feminine energy to get what I want in life and how you can too. I feel like a lot of people try to undervalue femininity and make it seem like it's a weakness, when it's actually a huge strength that all of us have as women and can use to get what we want with little to no effort. It's so powerful that men have taken notes from us and mastered our techniques to use against us. So I think it's about time we take our power back and hone in on that magic. One of the ways that you can hone in on your feminine energy to get what you want with little to no effort is to maximize your appearance. When I first heard this, I didn't realize how big of a difference it made until I actually did the work to see the big difference that it made. Even though you're literally the same person, if you change up your look and actually put your best foot forward when you leave out the house, people will treat you a lot better. People will not only treat you with a lot more respect, but they will put you on a pedestal, men and women, and it's not always conscious. Even children will gravitate towards you because you are nice to look at. You are visually appeasing to the eye. People want to be around you. People want to give you opportunities. People want to serve you. People want to help you. They want to make you happy. You being happy, you smiling, your energy, your presence is a blessing. Just by you looking really good, just by you looking your best.
Did you know that just by being a beautiful feminine woman, that you change the body chemistry of the male species? And beauty comes in all forms. Not all men are attracted to the same type of beauty. When a man sees a beautiful woman, his brain starts to release endorphins into the body, which are feel-good chemicals for the human body. All you got to do is just show up. You have to show up and be pleasing to the eye, and just your presence alone releases chemicals in his body to make him more peaceful or happier or more joyful. Just your presence alone, period. You don't even have to do anything. Especially if your energy is clear and it's, it's more pure. And when I say more pure, I mean like, you're not traumatized, or you're not still holding pain and hurt and all this other stuff. You will see the evidence of this in the flesh, depending on the city that you're in, like, the type of guys that are in that particular area. I know several times, I've gone out and a man has just said, "Thank you so much. You are so beautiful. Thank you for showing up here today, because you just made my day." If the men are honest, they'll tell you. Otherwise, they keep it to themselves and, they just be benefiting off of you just being there. In one of the other videos that I posted, I discussed, how the feminine energy helps men to survive. You go check that out, look out some of the videos. But the feminine energy is something that the male needs in order to survive here. And to take it a step further, this is why the feminine energy, this is why some men want their own woman. They want their own, and they don't want to share, because that energy that is flowing through that woman, it can be diluted depending on how many people she's sharing her energy with. And those of you who are okay with being around a man or being, the energy source to a man who does not want to commit to you, I mean, that's a personal choice, okay? That's a personal choice. Me personally, I don't do it. That's why I don't keep male friends. I don't need male friends. I have brothers. And if we're not talking, I'm blocking you. We're not talking. You're not going to siphon my energy. When a guy is typically doing it, he is combining energy from different women. So he'll talk to this woman and this one. Either way, a man is going to get the feminine energy, period. Okay? He's going to get it somehow. And if you're just allowing him to get it for free, it's like water, okay? Water in itself is free. Energy is free. It is the filtration process that makes water expensive. You understand what I'm saying? So if your vessel as a woman is more clear and you can filter out, because they need you to help filter their energy, okay? So if you're filtering their energy for free, and when I'm saying is free, I mean like without a commitment or anything, I mean, that's a personal choice. Just realize that your body is doing work. It's literally processing all of the toxins that you were ingesting from this man, because you are the receiver and he does penetrate you. So whatever he's got going on in his brain, his energy, his mind, and his mental state, you will be filtering that out. But the point is, just your presence alone is valuable. And that is what you bring to the table. And if a man doesn't know that or can't see that, block him.
And obviously looks aren't everything. Let's not just put work into our looks. That's not what I promote on my YouTube channel. There's a lot more to life than that. But the way that you visually represent yourself every day is a factor in the life experience that you have. Not only will people treat you better, but you will also treat yourself better. You're seeing yourself in this amazing light as well. You start to exude this confidence and a little pep in your step when you're looking and feeling really good. In the beginning, it kind of felt like a chore for like the first week or two, but once you make it a habit of putting your best foot forward when you leave out the house, it becomes effortless to the point where you don't even realize it. And people will remind you of how good you look. People will remind you of how amazing your energy is because you feel so confident, because you're wearing colors that compliment you. You're not afraid to wear those pearls. You're not afraid to put on jewelry and to add a little bit of accessories to, really spritz up your look. You're rocking the hell out of those heels, inspiring others to wear heels too. And I can speak from experience, like when I've seen women just unapologetically looking their best, I'm even like, looking your best just gives you a certain lure. When I look my best, people go out of their way to make my life easier. And through helping me, it makes them happy. They don't want anything in return. Your beauty, your energy that you're exuding literally is affecting people so much that people want to return the favor of that energy and help make your life easier. Open a door for you, hold your bags, alleviate burdens, give you free stuff. I have this, I remember one time, when I first started my level up journey and I was looking my best. I was living in a city and I missed my bus to work. And there was a bus driver that was sitting and waiting for when he was going to go and do his rounds and everything. He was taking a break and there was no way I was going to make it to work because I missed my bus that was going to take me to work. I just smiled. I was just friendly. I was looking good. I had good energy. I wasn't letting that ruin my day. And he offered to personally drive me to my work site, which isn't even a part of the route the bus takes. He drove me to my work site where the bus doesn't even go. It was during his break. And I remember I got on the bus. When he dropped me off, there was literally a woman. I was like, the buses come here? I never seen a bus come here. Did the bus change its route and everything? And I didn't even know how to explain it because it just didn't make any sense. And when I got off the bus, I'll never forget it. I was thanking him and he was thanking me more. He was thanking me for me allowing for him to do that favor for me. I did not even have to ask, nor would I even ask for a bus driver to do that. Some people will see that as special treatment, and it will attract some haters because they'll be like, oh, you think you're better than everyone, blah, blah, blah. But no, you think I'm better than everyone because you can do the work too to exude this goddess energy and attract this type of treatment if you put in the work. I don't think I'm better than anyone, but I do know the power of our feminine energy and I'm honing in on it, and you can too. This is in no way me saying that if you don't look your best, if you don't put in all this effort, then people will treat you like trash. You deserve to not have this treatment if you don't look feminine and everything. This is me sharing with you a way to make your life easier by embracing this part of your feminine energy instead of feeling bad about it, like society and people with crust in their eyes try to make us feel shamed about. It's not my fault you have crust in your eyes. Go and clean your face. Another way that you can use your feminine energy to get what you want in life is to not react to everything. You don't need to react to everything that pisses you off, that upsets you, that you disagree with. Master silence. Whenever you feel triggered, really sit for a second and just think. Think about the best way to get the outcome that you want. Is arguing with someone going to give you the outcome you want? Like, yeah, you may win that argument. You may give them all those points. You're telling it to them and everything. You won that argument, but did you really get what you wanted? Did that really solve that problem? When you react right away to things that piss you off, that trigger you, that upset you, sometimes you're not giving yourself an opportunity to think about the best way to respond. For an example, if your man is pissing you off because he's always yelling at you, instead of yelling back and bickering back, getting on his level and trying to outmatch how loud you guys can get and who's right, who's wrong. If you just simply cried or pretended to cry after he yelled at you, he's gonna feel like a piece of shit. So you letting go of your defenses and showing how much he hurt you, that'll make a way bigger impact than trying to rah with him. You know, you rah, you want an argument, and at the end of the night, you guys are sleeping in two different beds. I'm not saying don't stick up for yourself, don't, get your points crossed, but there's a time and place for everything, and not everything needs to be an argument. You just gotta ask yourself, is it worth my energy? Is it worth my energy responding to the stupidity? Is me responding to the stupidity gonna change that person from being stupid? Is me yelling back going to help me in any way? You don't necessarily have to cry. This is just one technique that some people use. I've surprisingly never tried it before. And I say surprisingly because I used to be a huge crybaby when I was a kid. Like, I cried so much that to the point where I'm embarrassed to cry in front of people. And I'm working on that. There's a way to express things that will create a better reaction and will actually get you what you want. And that requires not being so reactionary and strategizing.
What are we gonna do about that Brighton Big Pants situation?
Well, I thought that you talked to him. You're so much wiser than I am, and, well, the children are just so much more comfortable with you. Rot like that.
Lars.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Sheffield. I have my own phrases to manipulate you, too.
Really? Like what?
Someone should really talk to that Fergie about horizontal stripes.
What phrases?
Oh, I'm just kidding. Gosh, Mr. Sheffield, I could never put anything over on you. I mean, you're a big Broadway producer. I'm just a nanny.
Oh, quite right.
Well, number 17 still works.
Something I've realized is that some people actually do things on purpose to get you to react. Some people do things on purpose to get you to just pour all your energy into trying to get someone to understand what you're trying to say. Meanwhile, they're just having a blast seeing you get angry. You're cute while you're angry. You're cute when you're stressed out. You're cute when you're trying to argue with me. No. Silence works wonders, ladies.
And actually get pleasure from pissing you off and annoying you. And I'm not making this up. There's a study between men and women that shows that men are reinforced by seeing an angry face on someone else. As long as that face doesn't last for too long, they perceive it as a reward and not a threat. Subconsciously, they are doing these things on purpose to get that angry face out of you. Next time he's annoying you, just smile and see what happens.
Another way that you can use the feminine energy to get what you want in life is trusting the universe, trusting God, trusting whatever higher force you believe in, whatever higher power that you believe in, trusting that whatever you want is on its way, going with the tide instead of fighting against it. Because as women, we're one with the tide. As women, we have so much power in our womb. We have so much power in the words that we speak and the thoughts that we feed our minds day to day. To just simply believing that things are working out in your favor, no matter what obstacle, no matter what inconvenience, no matter what pain you're going through, it's going to lead you to something much better. It's going to somehow benefit you. It's going to lead you to the best path to be on. This is just what God wanted for you because God wants the best for you. Just as much as you want the best for you, that will literally become your reality just by believing it. Obviously, work. Obviously, don't just sit around in bed and wait for God to give you something. Do the work to get it done. We're going to talk more about that when we get into the masculine energy that you need to get the life that you want. But stop doubting yourself. Just because you don't have what you want right now doesn't mean you won't get it later. Great things take time, and you really have the power to choose the narrative of the life that you're living. You can tell yourself, I suck and this sucks and I'm not meant to be this artist that I want to be because I suck. Or you can tell yourself, I suck right now, and yeah, it really hurts to suck right now, but I'm a beginner and I'm going to get better and better. And eventually I'm going to be great. And even if I don't see that greatness now, I know God's going to help direct me to be great. All these obstacles are teaching me something to make me into the greatest that I can be. Those two narratives are going to take you to two different places. You've got to be really intentional with the things that you're telling yourself every day. And a lot of the things that are going on in here aren't even our own thoughts. They're other people's insecurities. They're other people's limiting beliefs. They're other people's rules and regulations that they want us to put on ourselves. So you can choose to reject that gunk if it doesn't serve you. Another way that you can use your feminine energy to get what you want is not being scared to ask for help and knowing how to accept help. Being comfortable with receiving help. When there's an imbalance of masculine energy, it's really difficult to accept help. We feel like I can do this on my own, like I don't need your help. I don't need your pity. I don't want it to be thrown back in my face that you did this for me. Honing in on your feminine energy is accepting help and knowing that it's what you deserve. Knowing that you don't need to do everything yourself. You can, but if someone wants to come in and make your life easier, of course, have discernment to make sure that the wrong person isn't doing this and ulterior motives, which your intuition will really help with, which is one of the things I'm going to get into next. You have to learn to put down your defenses. Not every person that's trying to help you, that wants to help you, has an alternative motive, is going to rub it in your face. There are men and women who genuinely love helping people. Those who are happy in life, those who have done the work on themselves, have energy to give, have the capacity to love in that way. And if you are closed off to it, you can only be mad at yourself when you're attracting people that take away from you and drain you. It's not about who you are and what you feel comfortable with. A lot of that stems from trauma. So it's up to you to heal that and learn that it's okay to accept help. And you don't have to give anything in return if someone wants to make your life easier. You deserve to have someone come in and make your life easier, because doing that, you can actually have the energy to pour into yourself and to pour more into those that you love. Someone loving you and helping you gives you the energy to love them back more. If you're putting all this energy into working and doing all these tasks and you're not accepting help, there's only so much that you have to give because you will feel depleted. As women, we're not meant to work every single day. Now, I personally love the work that I do because I was really intentional with getting into work that feeds my soul and benefits me. But if you're working a job that doesn't feed your soul, if you're working a job that just pays you, open yourself up to receiving help. Let that man open a door for you. Let that man hold your grocery bags. We get it. We know you can hold them yourself. No one's going to judge you and be like, wow, that woman's so lazy. She's got that man opening the door for her. She's got that man getting groceries for her. She's got that man paying bills. Anybody who's saying that or thinking that is probably just a hater. Because what in the hell is wrong with that? What is wrong with having someone that loves you so much that they're making your life easier? The girlies that get it, get it. And if you don't get it, you can learn to get it. Get into it. Get into it, y'all. I don't know what you've seen. I have surely seen a lot myself, but we're not meant to struggle. We're not meant to suffer. And it's up to you to decide to really exude the energy and open up yourself to receiving help so you don't have to suffer, so you're not struggling. It's normal to be uncomfortable with doing something you've never done before. It's normal to feel uncomfortable with doing something that you haven't seen other people doing, but that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that, and that's something you shouldn't be doing because it makes you uncomfortable. Uncomfortability is needed to change into who you want to be and to create the life that you really truly deserve. So if you're rejecting something because it makes you uncomfortable, of course, not if it's like bad for you. There's different types of uncomfortabilities, but if you're rejecting something good for you because it makes you uncomfortable, that does not mean it's bad. It means it's something that you're just not familiar with. It's something that you can become familiar with if that's something you want to choose to do, or you could choose not to. When your life is easier, when you have less responsibilities, when you have less burdens, when you have less to worry about, you have more energy to pour into yourself, to pour into your passions, to pour into those that you love, to pour into your ideas, to pour into different streams of income. And through that, you can collectively make the world a better place through having that energy to do so. But not if you're over here just work. But society's got us out here working like beals. I get it. But like, if someone comes in and wants to help you, a man that makes you feel like you owe them because they poured into you, men that throw it in your face on how they helped you and how they got you this and this, those aren't even the type of men that you want to be around. Those are the type of men that don't even got like that to give. That's why they're throwing it in your face, because they're broke. So there's no need to have that wall up if you're just avoiding those kinds of men. Those are men that are either broke and don't have much to give, or men who are imbalanced in their feminine energy and want to be the woman in the relationship receiving things. A man that wants a mommy that's going to take care of him because he hasn't learned how to take care of a woman. So when he does something simple like buy you a gift, he already has his hand out. What are you going to give me, Mom? What are you going to give me? What are you going to pay for my date? When are you going to cover me? What are you going to pay my bills, Mom? I'm sorry, that's just the energy it's giving. Some men were not taught how to give and take care of a woman, and that's not your problem. Avoid them like the plague. Another way to use your feminine energy to get what you want in life is to listen to your intuition. Your intuition, the thing you feel right here, that feeling that you have, it's not coming from your ass cheeks. It's there for a reason. And if you ignore it, 9 times out of 10, 9.98% of the time, you're going to regret it. Intuition doesn't need any logic. Really listen to it. Really honor that, because it's our power. It could literally save your life. If a man is giving you a weird feeling when you get in his car, if a man is giving you a weird, icky, gross feeling, if you're getting feelings of anxiety, if you're just feeling like I need to leave, but there's no logical reason why you should leave this day, you just feel in your heart that it's unsafe, it doesn't matter. There's no evidence to back up why you feel unsafe. Listen to that. That is God protecting you. God speaks to you through your intuition. And you can either reject or accept the thing that he's blessing you with to help guide you out of a horrible situation and to what you actually want in life. A lot of people don't listen to this because it's not logical. But neither is God. Are you not going to believe in God because it's not logical? So why are you listening to yourself? If you believe in the magic of God, believe in the magic of yourself, because God is within you. There's a piece of God inside of you. Neglecting it and listening to what society is telling you to do, listening to what your parents think you should be doing, listening to what this guy thinks you should be doing, what this girl thinks you should be doing, like, what do you feel like you should be doing? You know? You think listening to all the rah-rah of what everyone else thinks you should be doing is gonna serve you? You know what isn't for you. Stop ignoring it because other people don't understand. Other people aren't meant to understand what is going on in here. It's in you for a reason. What's in you isn't planted in everyone else all the time. What you have in your heart isn't in everyone's heart. And it's not your job to explain it, because doing that will just put you in a place of being shut down by everyone else's ideas and beliefs and whatnot. Another way that you can use your feminine energy to create the life that you want is learning the art of seduction. You don't have to be provocative to seduce and get what you want in life. I think I'm going to dedicate a whole video about seducing and how you can seduce to get what you want out of life. A great book that I recommend to read until then is The Art of Seduction. Another way that you can use your feminine energy to create the life that you want is through honoring your cycle. We have 4 phases. Just like the seasons of our cycle, it's not just your menstruation. Your menstruation phase is just one of 4 phases. In each phase, you have a different amount of energy. There's also certain nutrients that if you fuel your body with, it'll optimize your performance in life and make your life a lot easier. There are certain exercises that will benefit you more if you do them in certain phases. And this is something I plan to also dedicate a video to, because it is amazing, the things that you can do once you really learn your body and how it operates. Because even though they expect us to operate like men, we don't. I don't understand why they don't teach us how we actually operate in school, but you best believe I'm going to teach you. I highly recommend getting an app where you can track what part of your cycle you're in and really start to schedule things around your cycle. It's called cycle syncing, and it's actually really fun. We are a lot more advanced as women than society wants us to know. And through honing in on your cycle, you'll realize. Before I get into the last way to use your feminine energy to create the life that you want, make sure you subscribe, because my own channel is dedicated to sharing things that help you to create the life that you want and become your best self. I have a lot of live streams as well as these videos. If you go to the live stream section, where I share a lot of good stuff, and I have a lot of live streams planned in the future that I don't want you to miss out on. Another way that you can hone in on your feminine energy to help you create the life that you want is honoring your emotions. Feeling is healing. Obviously, it's more than just feeling. It's also reflection. It's also action, change, acceptance, forgiveness, It's a whole cluster of things, but you can't get to that process if you're not allowing yourself to feel, if you're numbing out your pain, if you're avoiding your pain, if you're distracting yourself from your emotions. There's no way for you to move past them. You're just procrastinating that process of getting past them. And the longer you choose to hold on to those emotions, the worse they will impact you. It's okay to cry, and I highly encourage it. Even though I don't show it in public, I am still a crybaby. Whenever I feel like crying, I release it. Even if it makes no sense, I'll reflect on it later. Like, why did I just cry? What made me upset? And through releasing it, I actually can reflect and be like, it was this, but through holding on to your pain and grabbing something to not feel what you're feeling instead of addressing it does not serve you. It holds you back. You are not the same person that you were when you've been hurt, when you've been abused, when you've been used. And it's important to acknowledge that you're not that same person. You're much stronger. You're much wiser. And it's really hard to evolve from those traumas, from those things, when we're still in them. Through honoring your emotions, you can then take the next step to see what you can do about them. Do you need to change your scenery? Do you need to change the people in your life? Do you need to change the way that you're treating yourself? Do you need to change your daily habits, your hobbies? Do you need to change the way that you're showing up in the world so you can be treated the way that you deserve? Do you need to change your perspective? Do you need to change your thoughts? Do you need to go to therapy or speak to a professional that'll help identify what your trauma did to you so you can undo it? Do you need a life coach to help guide you and expedite the process of getting to where you want in life? Do you need to learn a new way to make money? You can't find solutions if you're not accepting that there's a problem. This video was a lot longer than I intended for it to be, so there's gonna be a part 2 on how we can hone in on our masculine energy to get what we want in life. Because again, it's a good combination of both. So make sure you've turned on your post notifications for this channel so you can be notified when part 2 is up. If you're watching this and I already uploaded it, the video is actually pinned at the top of the comments for you to watch next. I'll see you then.